What's up, guys? What's up, Lucian? What's up, man? Dude, I'm burnt, man. Look at me. See, part of me, one of my theories is that I have sun poisoning. That's a plausible theory too. I don't know what this is. I do know my wife is kind of sick too, and so I'm thinking it's food poisoning. We ate some Greek food on the way home, and I might have eaten it a little bit too late after it sat in the car because I was hungry. And that's my theory here. What's up, guys? Ooh, man. If you didn't catch what I said in the chat, man, I've been sick. I literally slept for the last like 20 hours. Ooh, man. Oh, man. I slept for like 20 hours. Worst stomach cramps I've ever had in my life, man. It was miserable. It was absolutely miserable. I finally feel kind of better this morning, but I'm skipping my coffee. I'm just drinking a Coca-Cola. Hopefully the carbonation will make me feel better, but man, I was miserable. I was sick, vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, stomach cramps, worst stomach cramps I've ever had, man. Whew, man. Yeah, man, I'm burnt, bro. Alright, you're good. You're good, hardly. No stress. Yeah, what's up, team? But yeah, man. It's either food poisoning or it's sun poisoning. Sun poisoning is a little bit less common, but I did get super burnt out at the beach, and so that could be it. Wait, was there a stomach, or was there an onions recall? I gotta look into that, because like I said, I ate some Greek food. It had a bunch of onions right on top. What type of onions? Dude, this is really plausible. Like, it could be this, because they were these red onions that were on top of the Greek food. And, like, I don't really like onions, so I didn't really eat much of them. But, man, that's crazy. Hey, I appreciate that, James. Thank you, bro. Yeah, man, I'm alright. I don't have any ginger ale. Oh, man. But, yeah, it's been hell the last few days, man. It's been absolutely miserable. I have good news and bad news, though, for the last few days. So, like, my brother-in-law is a doctor, right? And so my brother-in-law is a doctor. Like, if you knew I was having like stomach issues before, where I just was like I was getting random nausea spells. Like, if you guys remember me talking about that, I was getting random nausea spells before. I talked to my brother-in-law, who's, like I said, he's a physician, and he is pretty sure that I have a stress-induced ulcer, is what he thinks it is. And it makes a lot of sense, because I've been to the doctor and I've been like, yo, I'm nauseous, I don't feel good, you know, yada, yada, yada. And they've done all the testing, they've done x-rays, and they've been like, nah, dude, you're good. And so I'm like, okay, well, whatever it is not showing up on a test. And like, an ulcer wouldn't show up on a test, right? And so for the last week, I've been taking Prevacid, basically, and I've been feeling way better, aside from the last 20 hours once I've had food poisoning. But man, but at least it's good news. It means I won't be, you know, it means that I can take the Prevacid, the ulcer will go away. But yeah, so in the stock market today, though, team, we got MYOS ripping up here. Looks really nice, gapping up from 124 to 230s. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's plausible that it could be those onions, man. USEG float 600,000. Ooh, that's tiny. I don't know. Let me use my stock bot. If you don't know, in my pre-market, or in my chat room on Discord, I have a bot that I can just type in !float and then the symbol, which is USEG, and it tells me the float. Let's see what this says. The float is 600,595, so that's accurate float. Yeah, it's telling me it's 600,000. Dave, bro, Dave, I think I figured out what was wrong with me, man. Dave, there you are, Dave. What's up, bro? Dave the medic. I talked to my brother-in-law, who's a physician. He thinks I have an ulcer that's most likely stress-induced. But an ulcer makes the most sense. Yeah, I'm sunburnt today, guys. Don't judge me. I'm sunburnt. But man, MYOS ripping up here. Let's look at the catalyst for this. I'll go ahead and post my watch list here too. Alright, this is Myos Rens Technology. And this one is up after they posted second quarter EPS of 7 cents, up from 13 cents. So it was a loss of 7 cents, which was up from 13 cents. Better than 13 cents. Sales of 329,000, which was up from 154,000 year over year. They sell second quarter revenue for MYOS go up to 329K. Second quarter loss of 771,000. Second quarter loss per share of 7 cents. And so, yeah, they had good second quarter results for the most part that came out for MYOS, and it's ripping up. The interesting level here, guys, is 250. 250 is not only the half dollar, but it's also the pre-market high exactly at 250. Look at that level. That's a really interesting level. What's up, Todd Stocks? Yeah, I don't know, man. I know that I've eaten... Here's the thing, right? I've eaten Greek food. It's technically Lebanese food multiple times because they have... two of my favorite restaurants in Baton Rouge are a place called Sirap's, which is like a Lebanese place, and then there's another one called Al Basha's, and they're both super good Lebanese food. Best Lebanese food you've ever had, really. Like, best food ever. But if they did have an Onions recall, it's plausible that I could get it from Onions, because there was a bunch of onions on the food that I ate. But the problem though, and the difference here is that, like, I don't eat onions. Like, my daughter loves onions. She ate a bunch of the onions, right? Like, I don't eat onions, and so with that, I'm sicker than everybody else in the house. You know, my wife eats onions. She's not that sick. I mean, she did throw up yesterday. I will say that though, that my wife did get nauseous too. But my kids are good. My kids are fine. They're playing video games and hanging out. And so, my theory is, like I said, we were driving in the car and we drove straight from Navarre Beach all the way to Houston, basically. So we drove like 8.5 hours straight. And halfway, we stopped in Baton Rouge and we got my favorite food. But it kind of sat in the car a little while. Like, I ate some and then I put it up. And then about 2.5 hours later, I might have eaten some more because I was hungry and we didn't want to stop. And nobody else ate anymore except for me. And now I'm sick, and so I think I might have eaten it a little bit too late after sitting in a car. You know, and especially, like, you know, some of it is like sour cream and like stuff like that. That could be what this is. And it's not Sirap's fault. Like if you're ever in Baton Rouge, seriously, go to Sirap's. Best food ever. This is my fault, I think. But yeah, I think that's what's going down. No, not really. I mean, I came back yesterday, Tiger, and I had like 500 viewers. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure. While I'm gone, of course, other channels are gonna get the views because people will move over to them. But like, yesterday I came back and I had like 500 viewers here. You know, my stream yesterday already has like 3.5K views in like less than 24 hours. So like, yeah, I mean, people, they'll come back. They just went over to other people's stream for the time being, you know. Oh. SQ leaked earnings early. Look at MYOS breaking the pre-market high up there at 250. We got Warrior Trading talking about MYOS. But yeah, MYOS, we're seeing if this one's going to hold support there. We also have APRO, or ARPO. Yeah, I don't mind. It's not that I dislike onions. It's just that, like, I use them more for seasoning, right? So it's not like I just don't like them straight. Like, I'm not one of those picky kids that refuses to eat onions. Like, I like onions, but within limits. We got ARPO gapping up here, and this one is up after they announced a second clinical trial with funding from the MTEC. So a second clinical trial with funding from the MTEC for ARPO, and we're going to keep an eye on this one. It looks interesting. We also have IMV. We got IMV, which is gapping up some. We can look at the catalyst for this move. They received 4.75 million Canadian in funding from the Canadian governmental agencies for COVID vaccine phase 1 clinical studies. So they received some funding for COVID vaccine studies for IMV. We'll see what happens with this one. We got a few other ones here. We got MARA, which Bitcoin is over 11,000. We had a few people asking me about MARA. Bitcoin is over 11,000, and this one's popping off. Like I said, we can look at Bitcoin here, and this is Bitcoin. You can, if you want to look at Bitcoin on Thinkorswim, you type in /BTC, right? Boom, there's the Bitcoin chart, and again, it's up to 11,600s. So big moves here for Bitcoin, and you know, some Bitcoin and blockchain related stocks like MARA are starting to pop off here. We also got like TTOO gapping up a little bit from 150s to 175 for TTOO. This is T2 Biosystems, and they announced the withdrawal of their proxy statement proposal to amend their certification in a possible reverse split, to authorize a possible reverse split for TTOO. So we'll see what happens there. We also have USEG, which has a very small float of 600,000. So this one is really easily moved. No recent news I see for this one yet. Let me know if you got anything else specifically you want me to take a look at. Somebody else is talking about SQ's earnings were released early, and it is gapping up big. Were leaked. So somebody's saying SQ's earnings were leaked. Yeah, they reported better than expected second quarter EPS and sales results. They're ripping up to 153. Big move here, and this is to be expected with the technology stock when everybody's home, you know. We got RIOT, Riot here, a blockchain company moving up with Bitcoin specifically, and they are gapping up nicely. So overall, we got a bunch of stuff we're looking at. What is your favorite stock today, team? Let me know. Alright guys, let me know what your favorite stock is today. We got some interesting stuff on these charts. We got a bunch of stuff that's moving today. Let me know what your favorite thing is right now. And yeah, and for the guy that's saying all my viewers dropped because of the vacation, like, listen, the reality is like, I stream, but I also drop videos multiple times, and like, my videos are getting thousands of views. My channel's growing faster than we ever have, and missing 3 days, it's relatively insignificant. Nobody's ever gonna just be able to stream constantly, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm gonna have to miss some days sometimes, and that should be understandable. I've been streaming for a long time. And, you know, it is what it is. The views will fluctuate. But, like I said, I mean, I started streaming back yesterday for the first time in 4 days, and I got, like, 500 viewers. You know, so, you know, it definitely didn't affect me yesterday. I'll say that. Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays are usually a little bit slower, though. I will say that. But, you know, it is what it is. We all have our niche, so to speak, you know. Yeah, we're watching some stuff. MARA's dropping. We're going to see what we get. I mean, Mara's not dropping. Mara's in this interesting range right here between like 380 and 4. This is my favorite part of the song. Every time it comes on, I got to sing it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it just seems like he's just trying to be negative and troll a little bit. It's alright, you know. Like I said, in the end, dude, my channel gets 10,000 views a day. You know, like, consistently 10,000 views a day. It makes thousands of dollars. And so, people could hate. It is what it is. We're going to see what MARA does. We're at $4 now. We'll see if it continues to push. I think an interesting level here is 450. I think 450 is big, and I think a lot of people aren't paying attention to it. We also have this $4 level. But MARA is super interesting. I've been getting kind of beat up trading. One thing that's been going on is, like, I've been trading the moving average crossover, and then I've been kind of forcing myself to get into some other trades. And I think that with my Thinkorswim account specifically, I just need to slow down, and I need to basically, I need to focus on 2 strategies and only 2 strategies. I need to focus on moving average crossovers in the first 15 minutes of the day, and then I need to focus on pre-market high breaks after that. So specifically in the first 15 minutes, moving average crossovers. If it's after the first 15 minutes, I should only focus on pre-market high breaks, and I should scalp those moves if I can. And like, that's the goal. That's what I'm going to be ultimately planning on doing. Yeah, it's probably, yeah, for sure. It's probably just somebody, like I said, people get insecure, man. Like, people get insecure for a number of different reasons. Usually it's just because they either wish they started something like this, or they are a competitor that gets less views, right? Those are usually the people that are worried about it. In the end, it doesn't matter to me, you know. We'll be alright regardless. Like, you gotta understand here, like, there's gonna be a lot of different variances and stuff that influences the views, right? Like, channels that focus on the broader stock market. Like, if they focus on stock markets with like options and like the general stock market with like everything revolved around that, yeah, they're gonna get more views than me because I'm a little bit more niche. You know, people that focus solely on penny stocks are probably gonna get better views than me. The compensating factor, though, again, is that I upload videos consistently that get thousands of views, and so, you know, it is what it is. I can't stress myself out about it. I gotta be able to take a vacation with my family if I want to. You know what I mean? And you also notice how when I'm like, yeah, well, it didn't happen yesterday. I got 500 people there live. You know, they're just silent. And so it is what it is. But you know, Mayor is pushing up though. We're gonna see what happens. Yeah, let me see if I can find a Bitcoin chart. Also, you can check out my stats so far on the eToro challenge. Like, check out my stats here. They're really not that bad. Like, look at this. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, I could probably go with a little bit. I could probably do okay with I need to cut my losses a little bit sooner. But like, I'm green in the Toro challenge. I'm running at just under 65%, which is very solid. I'm very happy with that. And you know, we got a lot of interesting things to take a look at for there. So in my penny stock account, I've been getting beat up every day, which is why I kind of gotta mess with it. It's why I gotta kind of mess with my system and kind of, like I said, limit myself to 2 strategies. Crossover in the first 15 minutes, pre-market high break after that. And I gotta stick with that, because if I don't, then I am doing myself a disservice and I'm trading setups that are not in my system. And so I gotta stick with what my system actually shows me here. On the scanners right now, we got NETE. Look at NETE popping off here. I believe this is a blockchain related stock, but look at NETE gapping up from 1660s all the way to $22. Huge rip in the last 2 minutes. This thing's moved up like $5 a share in the last 2 minutes. Huge rip for NETE. We also have YTEN. What's up, James? Net Element enters definitive merger agreement with electric vehicle company Mullen Technologies. Yeah, that's interesting. I appreciate that, James. Shout out to my brother James right there hitting us with that news early. Let me see. We got NETE. Yeah, they entered into a merger agreement with an electric vehicle company, Mullen Technologies. They didn't discuss the terms and disclose the terms here. It's a stock-for-stock deal. Net Element shareholders are going to own 15% of the combined company, and Mullen will own 85%. So NETE merger here. We'll see what happens. Interesting move here. A lot of volume coming in. Big moves here. MYOS is absolutely ripping up, though. Look at MYOS breaking over that pre-market high level. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if it can actually hold or not. We got FLGT, that looks alright, but it's not like my favorite. We got WLL, which is one I'm interested in. Riot, blockchain, gapping up over $4. I think $4 is interesting here too. Look at Riot, just crypto-related stock. Bitcoin is popping off here. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up to, this is Bitcoin right here. So Bitcoin is up to almost 12,000. It's at 11,750. Yeah, not you, Tactical. You're good, bro. Bitcoin's still ripping up. Bitcoin's up to 11,790, almost basically to 1,800, and you're gonna see like MARA rip up here as Bitcoin continues to rise. You're gonna see like Riot rip up here as Bitcoin starts to rise. What's another? DPW, is that right? Maybe not. Maybe not DPW, but looking at blockchain related stocks, with like MARA, DPW. Not DPW. I don't know why I keep thinking DPW, but like MARA, MYOS. I don't know what MYOS is, but I don't think it's a blockchain related stock. We also have NKLA popping off here, making some moves. Yes, sir. And I'm drinking Coca-Cola today instead of coffee because hopefully it'll be better for my stomach. But NKLA dropping big. We also have HEPA here. HEPA. What do you guys think? Should I buy a little bit of this? See if we get a little bounce on the dip. Or should I just wait? I don't really have a Discord. Hey, I appreciate that, Stacks. Yeah, thank you, brother. Yeah, we try not to be like that, man. We just try not to, you know. We try not to be the Lambo, you know. Buy my course. I just made $700 billion in 2 weeks type of thing. Like, listen. You better believe, though, if I make enough money, I'm going to be buying myself a Lambo. So I'm not mad at anybody that has a Lambo. But, you know. I just don't have one. But yeah, RIOT ripping up here. This is what I'm interested in too. We're going to see what happens. It just depends on really, like I said, what Bitcoin does. Here's Bitcoin's chart right here. Yeah, we don't have any ginger ale. I would drink some if we could. Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to everybody that messaged me, giving me some advice about my stomach problems yesterday. I really appreciate that. We had a bunch of people message me, giving me some solid advice about what it could and couldn't be. Nancy was one of them. Kathy was one of them. We had a few people. We had a few people that were looking out, so I appreciate the support team. I really do. Hey, here, I got you. Here, I'll post our Discord if you want it. Most are rented, yeah, for sure. And like I said, I'm not mad at anybody that has a Lambo. I mean, I'll probably buy one if I had the money. Like I said, if somebody asked me a while back, would I buy a Lambo if I had $1 million? And the answer should only be no. If you've got $1 million, spending, 20% of that on a Lamborghini is just about the dumbest business decision you could ever make in your life. Now, if I had $10 million, maybe I might cop one, a used one or something like that. But if I had just $1 million, that's a bad business decision. I'm not going to spend 20% of my $1 million on a Lambo. That makes no sense. You could turn $1 million into a lot more if you try, but if you spend 20% of it on a Lambo, you're just making dumb decisions. But yeah, if I had 10, 20 million, I'd buy one. Just because I love cars, but that's a different story. We got ARPO here. We're going to see what happens. But yeah, MYOS popping off. Riot popping off. NETE is the most recent one. They announced a merger. They're popping off. Huge range, so be careful with NETE. Hey, thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. So yesterday, after the stream, I started to get really bad stomach cramps, and these stomach cramps were like the worst cramps I've ever had in my life, man. These were terrible. I've never had stomach cramps that bad. Nausea, diarrhea, stomach cramps that just would not stop. And so once they finally subsided, I slept like all day. Like I slept from like noon all the way to like 8 p.m. And then I woke up for about 2 hours. And then I went back to sleep, and I woke up this morning at like 6. But yeah, it was rough. But I appreciate all the love, team. What's up, Leo? What's up, team? Yes, sir. Oh, man. But I'm back. We got HEPA starting to bounce up. Let's look at the catalyst for HEPA. I don't think I've actually looked at that one yet. We got Hepion Pharmaceuticals, and they announced the first NASH patient dosed with the CRB431 in phase 2 Ambition clinical trial. So yeah, they announced the first patient for a phase 2 study. This is a company focusing on the development of therapeutic drugs for the treatment of liver diseases. And so, yeah, phase 2, first patient for that. We'll see what happens here. We got MYOS still ripping up, still moving. Like I said, I think looking at it to see if it holds this pre-market high as support. You know, I think that's what we're ultimately going to wait for here. We also got WLL, which is starting to climb up some. And again, one of the things, like, I'm watching HEPA specifically for the crossover play. You know, like, we got these two moving averages. I'm looking for the crossover early in the morning. Like, one of my ways to trade it is I look for stocks that are going to open up below the VWAP and then do the crossover. But it's a very specific set of stocks that basically do it. Hey, I appreciate the sub, D Cardi. Remember to hit the subscribe and like button, guys. If you appreciate the stream, we do the stream live every single day for free on YouTube. And if you appreciate that, hit the subscribe button. We definitely appreciate any support we can get, guys. If you want to make me feel better, I've been sick for the last day. Hit the sub button. You know you want to. We got SRNE here, which is Sorrento Therapeutics, and they are making some moves yesterday. Strong moves yesterday. Gapped up from about $10.50 all the way to $13. We are up to 14.20s now for SRNE. I'll keep an eye on this one for sure. And then obviously we got IMV here, which I'll look for the crossover play on this one too. Again, it has to be into the opening bell if we're going to take a shot at it. We could also look at like the SPY itself, SPY. We're looking at the SPY itself. SPY looks interesting. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and look at the SPY itself, the overall market news. This is the SPY. We are up today, gapping up from 330s to 331s. Let me go ahead and read this market news for you, team. Alright, so we do have some news that came out today. We have the Fed's Clarita. He said that the high-frequency data showed some growth momentum slowed in July, and the baseline view is for a rebound in the third quarter. We did have the U.S. trade balances for June come out at $50.7 billion versus the $50.3 billion expected, with the prior at $54.6 billion. So better than expected, lower than last time. We also had USA ADP employment change for July come in at 167,000. Why would they write it like this? So this came in at 1.67 million versus the 1.5 million expected. Why do they say it like this? Like they say 167,000. No, it's just 1.67 million. Why don't you just write it like that? With a prior of 2.36 million. So same thing as lower than last time, but better than expected for the overall market here. Yesterday, we did have something that said the Texas total COVID cases came in at 451,181 on Tuesday versus the 442,014 in the previous day. So in Texas, over on my end, it's getting a little bit worse. We had some news that came out yesterday about the U.S. and China agreeing to make some talks. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and read some of this. This is the overall market news today. And I do want to give a shout out to Josh, D. Cardi, Sam, all the subs. Appreciate the love, team. Yeah, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and quote this, and this is from MT Newswires. It says, quote, stock futures climbed Wednesday as traders looked ahead to economic data and a raft of earnings reports while keeping an eye on ongoing stimulus talks in Washington. Dow Jones went up 0.5%, S&P futures increased 0.5%, NASDAQ futures gained 0.4%, and negotiations over the coronavirus relief package have been reportedly accelerated between the White House and top Democrats, with an agreement expected by the end of the week. Oil prices are up, with global benchmark Brent crude and U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures each up more than 3% after weekly industry showed U.S. crude stockpiles drop by 8.6 million barrels. Data is expected to show payroll estimates. 10 a.m. July consensus for the Institute for Supply Management's non-manufacturing index is at 55 versus the 57 in June release. So that's the market news right now. SQ had some good earnings that came out that were dropped today. But again, in penny stock land, and SQ is recently breaking pre-market highs, but in penny stock land, we got MYOS. And the real story from today, guys, is actually that Bitcoin is ripping up. We got MYOS pushing up. But if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is up on a tear. Here's Bitcoin right here, and we are up to $11,840 a coin for Bitcoin, and that is pushing other crypto-related stocks like MARA, WLL, and a few other ones that are popping off this morning. Maybe not WLL, but MARA and some other crypto-related stocks like Riot Blockchain are all pushing up. And really, that's the news today, is that Bitcoin specifically is up to almost $12,000 a coin. We also have some interesting moves with like NETE and some other good stuff, but let me know what your favorite is on this list. So Cindy asked if my nausea has gotten any better. I'll say this, Cindy. My nausea has gotten better. And except for the last day, I've had food poisoning, really. But, I've had food poisoning in the last day. But I talked to my brother-in-law, who's a physician, and he is pretty sure I just have an ulcer, a stomach ulcer. And he said they can be brought upon by stress and a bunch of other stuff. And, like, realistically, that makes sense because I've been to the doctor and they've done tests and x-rays and they didn't see anything. They never saw anything. They said, you're good. And so an ulcer wouldn't really show up on a test. And so it makes sense that what I have is an ulcer. And I've been on Prevacid for the last week and I felt way better except for the last 20 hours because I've had food poisoning. But aside from that, I've been good. Hey, thank you, D. Cardi. I appreciate that. All right, let's do this, team. Alright, team, sorry, I gotta get my links ready to post. But I appreciate the consideration and the thought. I really do. We've had a lot of people that reached out to me, doctors, nurses, all that good stuff, and they've been very, very helpful with figuring out what's wrong with me, so I appreciate the support. So I have a few different trade strategies. So right now what I'm ultimately looking for is I'm looking for the crossover play at the open. I've had a lot of backtesting videos done on two specific strategies, right? The first one is the pre-market high break after the open. The pre-market high break after the open has shown incredible promise and it had really, really solid backtesting results. with both scalping and longer term plays. And I think the pre-market high break in general is a very solid indication of a stock's strength throughout the rest of the day. Like a lot of the times when stocks break the pre-market high, they continue running up a really big amount. And so even if you don't have good accuracy on a specific day with it, if you just hold the ones that, if you cut the losses short and hold the winners, usually those are going to continue running a solid amount. And that's really what I'm focusing on. And so ideally in the first 15 minutes, I'm looking for the moving average crossover play, which, let me see if I can find a good example of this. But I'm looking for the moving average crossover in the first 15 minutes. It's when this white line right here crosses under the blue line. That usually gives us a surge in momentum on the upside. And per my backtesting results, it worked really well in the first 15 minutes. After the first 15 minutes, I'm going to kind of retire that strategy and I'm going to focus on pre-market high breaks specifically. And I just got to be patient with those. As for like mid and high caps, which I will be trading today on eToro, I'm going to be mostly scalping those, and I use a mix of momentum-based strategies that usually revolve around the VWAP. So like I look to see if a stock's above or below the VWAP, and if a stock is running into major resistance, for instance, and it's below the VWAP, I can short into that and write it down for a quick scalp, and then vice versa. And so that's usually like my system right there. It's a little bit, there's a few other little nuances to it, but that's basically it. But with penny stock specifically, I'm still really building a system, so I do want to kind of be clear about that. Have I eaten burritos lately? Nah, man. I ate some Greek food, though, with hummus and Grecian sauce, and best food in the world, but like I said, I think it's my fault. They did have an onion recall, though, so I gotta be careful, honestly. But we got MARA, and like I said, the story of the day, guys, if you're really kind of figuring out why everything's popping off in this penny stock gappers list, the story of the day is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up to over 11,800, and it's been ripping up. And so Bitcoin started to push this morning at about 8:45, 8:40 market time, and it has since just ripped up a huge amount of hundreds of dollars increase per coin in Bitcoin. And it's looking good. So yeah, so we're looking at my top stocks really today in penny stocks are MYOS, WLL, ARPO. I know NEAT's not really a penny stock, but we're gonna watch this one too. HEPA. It may be like MVIS. MVIS recently ripped up. This is Microvision. Look at this move in the last 3 minutes for MVIS. Solid move here. Look at this. It's at 325s now, 315s, 325s. Nah, I mean, listen, this is a marketing strategy, guys. I'll give you a heads up with this, right? If you run into anybody that tells you the only strategy that works in the market is their strategy, man, what a coincidence, because everybody else is saying that too. The reality is that that's a marketing sales tactic. They want you to think that their way is the only way. So you won't even surf around to look at other people and other people's strategies, right? They want you to think that their way is the only way to trade the stock market, and that's just not accurate. There's a million different ways you can profit from the stock market. The stock market is one of those things where your strategy is going to be more so based on your personality than anything else, right? So somebody claiming that their way to trade is the only way to trade is absolutely absurd, because what works for me might not work for you, because we have different personalities, we have different temperaments, we have different patience levels, right? And so if anybody claims that just their strategy works and that it's the only way, they're just trying to manipulate you into buying something usually. And so, you know, I just want to give people a heads up on that, because that's very common in the trading world too. My way is the only way. The only way to make money in the stock market is to do what I say. They're just trying to get you to buy something, you know. Walmart, what's Walmart's symbol? WMT? Yeah. We got ARPO. So yeah, I'm mostly watching like ARPO looks okay. If we get the crossover play, first things first in the morning, not that bad. Like I don't hate it. But like I'm watching a few other ones too. Like VBIV has recently popped up on the scanners and like made a push. We also had, what was the other one we had that made a move this morning? TTOO. So we got like VBIV, TTOO. We've got SRNE, Sorrento, which looks solid. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you just gotta notice it. Like, people will be like, my way is the only way to make money in the market is to do what I say. The only way. That's nonsense, man. Everybody's personality is different. You know, somebody's gonna have more patience than me. So I scalp because I don't have that much patience, right? That's why you see me scalp, because I don't have patience, right? But if I try to teach somebody else my way, they might be overly patient and lose. You know what I mean? So it's like it's gonna seriously vary and depend on the person. It's going to be subjective. You know, it's going to vary from person to person. And so claiming that one way is the only way is nonsense. It really is. And again, usually they're just trying to sell you something. All right, MVIS just took a huge dive. Somebody unloaded their shares. Somebody pumped and dumped this thing. Either that or it just got squeezed when it broke under this 315 level. But man, huge drop for MVIS. We got IEA popping up here. IEA's making some moves. What's the float in IEA right now? Let's about throw the float on this thing. Where's the float? Yeah, I'm just gonna use my stock bot. Let's see what the float is on IEA. It's got to be small, I think. Hey, yes sir. What's up, Nola? What's up, man? $30,000. Wow, that's crazy. 30 grand. Ooh, man. They're taxing on that, man. That's a little greedy. Yeah, MBIS is sketchy, man. I'm trying to look up the float on IEA here. Alright, the float on IEA is 20 million, so it's not that small. I guess the volume's just low. But look at IEA. Watch it when it breaks 585. IEA might rip. Watch it. Here it goes. So everybody watch IEA. It might break 585 here and then rip up. Volume might come in big. Let's watch it. Here it goes. There's the break. And up to 590s, 595s. Let's see if it holds support there. It's breaking over 6. There's 6. There's 605s. Like I said, very easy pattern to predict there. You got to scalp these moves though. You can't marry them. But look at IEA. It's ripping up. Big rejection though. People selling now. Alright, so IEA, Infrastructure and Energy Alternatives, was awarded a $77 million solar contract in Texas. Nice. Yeah, it's relatively low float. I mean, it's not tiny. 20 million small. It's not super small. Like it's not USEG over here with 600K. All right, we're still watching NEAT. We're still watching NYOS, which is down some. And if we put in a really nice pre-market high level, this might give me something to attack at the open per se. You know, for NYOS. We got ARPO. You guys want to see any other scanners? I can throw some other scanners up here if you guys want. Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft is ripping on big. What's the news on Microsoft? All right, so Microsoft L&T Tech expanded a partnership. And so they said that they had expanded their collab and launched an advanced version of the latter's building management solution offering on Microsoft's Azure. So yeah, they just expanded a collaboration for Microsoft. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Haley. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to Haley for the sub. Thank you. Sorry I missed it. All right, we got HEPA, we got RIGL, we got TTOO, and then we got VBIV, which was going crazy. What is it? I mean, we might see a bounce here, but man, a little bit sketchy. What was the other one we were watching? Man, Fiverr's got $100 plus stock, man. Fiverr. So like I said, we got MARA, which MARA is interesting too. We're gonna watch some of these highs up here. We're gonna see if MARA can specifically hold at $4. And then like if you like mid and high cap stocks, we got like SQ, which is putting in some big moves here. Really just trying to break this pre-market high. And here's one thing I will say about this: we are getting somewhat of a triangle style pattern for SQ. Like look at this. No, Microsoft might be buying TikTok is what it is. Didn't Trump say he was going to destroy TikTok or take down TikTok? Yeah, here's the problem though. Like, this is what you got to understand about Trump and TikTok, okay? You want to understand what the difference, or like why Trump should consider not destroying TikTok. You want to know why? Because if Trump does that, he's gonna make all the young kids mad, man. He's gonna lose any credibility he had with the young demographic, right? Like all the teenagers are gonna hate him, and they're gonna go vote him out, you know. And so if Trump wants to keep some young, voters, he might want to leave TikTok alone, man. That's like the cool thing. And I don't even like TikTok. I got a TikTok, but I never use it. But with that, Trump's gonna make all the young kids mad, man, and they're gonna want to get payback in the voting. Johnson & Johnson with a $100 billion deal for 100 million vaccines. I mean, look at that wick right here, though. Let me look at the catalyst for it. Yeah, so Johnson & Johnson received a $1 billion funding to make 100 million doses of COVID vaccines. Yeah, interesting. Oh, okay. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense, actually. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, for sure. And I understand his concern with it too. Like, I understand the concern for TikTok. And And I understand the concern, and I also understand like him being okay. If you want TikTok to stick around, it's got to get bought out by an American company. Like that makes sense. That's logical. But yeah, we're gonna watch Mara here, and again, Bitcoin is the big story of the day. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at 11,785, but just recently today, in the last hour or so, this thing has popped up big for Bitcoin, and a lot of Bitcoin related stocks are following it up, like MARA, RIOT. You see a lot of blockchain and crypto related stocks with Bitcoin popping off here. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to watch these. EMAN is just too slow for me right now. It maybe if it picks up some volume, it looks good. I don't know what you're analyzing here. Maybe the longer term chart, but the pre-market liquidity is pretty bad for me. Let me look at longer term. Yeah, I mean, it's just not a big enough range. What's the float on EMAN? It's got to have a big float, I'm guessing, right? Is SQ a buy? I don't know. SQ, it's already up a ton from good second quarter results, so we might get some selling into the open. I don't know. I really don't know. IMV's looking weak. Maybe we'll get a crossover play here. We'll wait and see. NETE is pushing up. Yeah, IMV is looking weak now. NETE had, I believe, a merger for NETE, and we're ripping up here. So we're going to watch this pre-market high right here at 23.15 for NETE, 23.15. We're going to see if we can hold up there. What happens? Yeah, longer term's okay. I mean, for me, though, like I said, for me, it's just, it's all right. But all right, we're gonna watch ATE over 23.15 here. We're gonna watch it over 23.15. We're gonna see what we get. We got the opening bell in 8 minutes, team. Hey, no stress, Brian. SINT. Yeah, SINT popped off yesterday. We're still watching NETE. SINT had this huge move yesterday. It's basically just giving it all back. I'll still keep an eye on it. Like, I'm going to watch HEPE as well, or HEPA as well. Kind of like SINT and a few of these other ones, but they're kind of falling back down now. I'm also going to look at, like, FBI or VBIV. We're going to see if we get some solid moves here for this. HEPA, we got let me know what anything else you see. Like TTOO is one that people might be slacking on, but it had a nice run and then it's pulling back a little bit here. I like it has a tight range, but like I don't mind this 165 level and like some of these other levels here around this. Like it doesn't look too bad, and you gotta love it. But yeah, we're watching TTOO here. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm watching Riot. It's all going to be influenced by Bitcoin, but Riot is actually breaking over this high right here. It's breaking over some pretty major resistance. Like, it's at 420s now. So we're at 423, 420, everybody's favorite number. And it's pushing up. We'll see if it holds at 420 specifically. Like, that's what I would really watch for this. Yeah, I'm looking at NETE for the merger play as well. Let me see what blockchain and crypto is doing. Let me see what BTC. BTC's popping off here, and we're at 11,805 for Bitcoin, and so we're back over the 11,800s. All right, so we're still watching Riot. Still watching Mara here, which is pushing up too. We had the crossover play. And like when they're above the VWAP, usually they're in the wrong direction for the crossover. And so, like, I've been more so looking for stocks to hold below the VWAP and open up below the VWAP and then get the crossover play. Those have been much more effective. I will say, like, those have been way more effective for me, and they've just helped me profit a lot more in the end. We got VXRT. VXRT is an interesting one too. Huge range, or not a huge range, but a big range. And it's trying to push over 10. We'll see what happens here. We also got like RIG. What was the one that was super manipulated that I talked about this morning? What was that? Was it? I don't think it was IMV. And we got TTOO. I want to watch TTOO too. But mostly, look at MYOS, guys. MYOS might be trying to break this pre-market high up here at 278. At 278, we might be getting a pre-market high break for MYOS. And so this move might be happening right now. Yeah, MYOS is pushing up. We're at 278. Market's about to open up in about 2 minutes, guys. So let's do this. Let's try to make some money today. All right, so there's the break. There's the break on MYOS. It just recently broke over the pre-market high. It got up to 280, and then it got rejected there. So we're going to look to see if that can actually hold support now. But we're up there. We're at 277s. We're trying. And this will be an interesting one to watch at the opening bell. Alright, so big rejection here. Didn't actually make it, which is why I wait for after the open to attack those. But MVIS. Oh, MVIS was the one that I was talking about that was super highly manipulated here. Look at this move. Just sketch. Look at this. Pump, dump, pump, dump. MVIS. We'll watch it, but it's not... now that I know, like, some other people are messing with it, it's not really my style right now. Alright, my favorites are kind of MYOS. Even though I got rejected here, we still might get some interesting moves. And then, like, the crypto blockchain related stocks might get interesting for me too, with like MARA and RIOT. Those are probably the best ones, I think. IMV float is too high. What's the float? Yeah, 50 million float is pretty big. Alright, so we'll watch it. Alright, guys, I'm going to start getting everything ready. IEA getting hammered, man. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, IEA getting hammered. Oof. Too low for me. It's too low at this point for me specifically. Let me get everything ready. We're about to trade, team. Let's do this. I'm going to keep these up, and then we're going to get the regular scanners up here. Pinned. Okay, good. Wait, we got up in 5. Alright guys, market's about to open up here. Let me fix this for you real quick. So let's do this, team. Good luck, team. Let's make some money today. Alright guys, good luck. Get this moving average crossover scan here. Alright, so MARA is dropping big at the opening bell. We got MYOS, which recently broke the pre-market high first thing in the open, and then it's just getting rejected big here. Like I said, I'm looking for the moving average crossover first thing this morning, and then we're going to look for something like that afterwards. So like I'm looking at like WLL. MYOS big drop. I'm looking at WLL. We got EIA or EAI or IEA. EIA. I mean, we're pushing up a little bit. ALRN. ALRN might be breaking pre-market highs here. I just got in with 200 shares of EILA. We'll see if this works. I don't know if it has enough volume to really mess with it. I don't mind getting in another trade too if we can get it. Maybe looking at like WLL. Alright, so man with 200 shares of ALRN. ALRN just broke the pre-market high. I think it's a little bit too early for me to take it. We're about break even right now though, but we're gonna look for this one to continue moving here. We need it to straighten out, get the bid a little bit better. Let me know if you see any other moving average crosses here. CVE. CVE is just ripping up here. CVE, guys. Remember 200 shares here. I'm trying to give patience to ALRN, but we're about break even. CVE is ripping up. BORR, guys. BORR. BORR doesn't look that good. ALRN still looking better though. Alright, with the 33s, we just need to push and hold over here. The spread is terrible right now, really. Break even, but the bid is at 29. The ask is at 33. Anybody see anything else? I'm looking at maybe MVIS, maybe. WLL is just tanking, so no moving average cross there. Alright, so we're up in this one for ALRN. We'll see if we get a nice solid rip here. HEPA. Yeah, I mean, I'm just in small with this one. We're just waiting, trying to be patient with this. I'm looking at HEPA. It's just barely moving. That's the problem. There we go. 36s. I just took half off there. Not a bad little win. Look at MVIS, guys. MVIS. MVIS might be making a run back up for MVIS. We get the crossover play on that one. I'm going to start to get more and more interested here. There's 37s. 38s. Nice move up to 39s here. I just got out there. Small little win for ALRN. We're going to come back to some other stuff. But I caught the pre-market high break first thing that in the open. We're also kind of looking at MVIS and penny stock land. Kind of looking at this one. I'm going to bring up U stock trade now. Yeah, I mean, we got 430 people here, guys. Hey, I appreciate the love. Y'all hit the subscribe button. No, I don't want Laser Toast. Get out of here, Laser Toast. But yeah, point is that we didn't lose any viewers, man. Wednesdays are actually historically slow. We usually only get like 300, 400 people here. And so we're doing fine, you know. And I'm really starting to consider not using U-Stock Trade anymore. And the reason I'm starting to consider that is because the limited liquidity is just making it super difficult. Alright, so we're up a little bit. EIA making some moves. Or IEA. IA, if we get the moving average crossover here, it might get interesting. Look at DVAX is popping off. But yeah, EIA is moving. HEPE is consolidating. We're just waiting for some spikes back up here. Like, we're just waiting for some spikes back up. MVIS, maybe? Let me guess. Limited liquidity. MVIS starting to move here. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Joseph. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Welcome. I'm looking for the crossover play, which we have not gotten yet. Maybe WLL might give it to us here. WLL. Looking for these two moving averages to cross. We do need some more volume to kind of come in. I'm looking at WLL, see if we get the cross here. I'm gonna buy like 250 shares, see if we get the crossover play on WLL right now. We're getting close, but we're waiting for it, and then... Yeah, what's up, team? Hey, I appreciate it. We got 440 people here, guys. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate the love. I really do. But yeah, we didn't lose any viewers, man. Alright, so we're waiting for a WLL here. We need the crossover play to actually happen, though. We're getting close. Or should I wait for just the pre-market high break? I've already kind of hit a crossover play. Ah, man, there's the rip. Maybe I missed it. I guess I'm probably just going to wait for the pre-market high break here, team. MYOS. MYOS is just down. Maybe we'll get the crossover there. DSS. ZSAN. So yeah, if I'm looking at the scanners here, we got ZSAN, we got DSS, we got WLL. I just missed WLL, unfortunately. It's just a little bit extended for the crossover. I mean, I'm watching crypto. Hey, what's up, Tim? Yeah, no stress, bro. What's up, man? Welcome back, dude. Alright, we're in with 250 shares of WLL here. Alright, we got the crossover play. I think a lot of people are jumping in with it. It's just a little bit extended. That's the problem. I guess the problem is just a little bit extended. I don't mind adding to this one maybe on like a pullback if we get it and look for like 150. Like I want the 150 break. Alright, so like I said, I don't mind adding a little bit on this little pullback here. We'll see what we get. We'll see if we get a better entry. If we get down to like 136, I'll add. There's 137s. I think that's probably close enough. There's 136. Alright, so we're in with 350 shares here. Let me get this ready. I mean, I don't... It's still a pretty small position, and so I don't mind kind of letting it test here. MYOS. MYOS is just down. I mean, it's just dropping. Alright, so we're at 350. I could probably take 200 off if we can get up there and break these highs. But yeah, I'm in with 350 shares right now for WLL. Yeah, it works really well. The crossover play works really well. I'm still building the system though, so I'm finding out. Like I said, I think it works the best. Look at we did get a nice spike. I think my issue a lot of the time with the system I'm building is that I'm trading it so small that I'm too patient. Like I should be trading it with larger size and just getting out. But again, I'm kind of building my system right now, and so it's going to kind of fluctuate in the end, and that's okay. Like if I lose, you know, 500, 1,000 bucks building this system, I think it's a reasonable expectation. IEA. Yeah, MIOS is tanking. Alright, so we're doing good here. Boom, we're up. Let's see if we get the rip. Yeah, IEA got halted after a nice squeeze up there. Make sure it's entered. We're trying. I just wanted to test the $50 is all I want this to do. I just took half off. I'm still holding 150 shares here. And we're getting the rip that I wanted. And I'm going to get out there. So yeah, I'm up a nice little 20-30 bucks on the day here. Yeah, not too bad. Got the crossover that I wanted. Like I said, I added on this little dip with the 1 minute pullback. So implementing both of those strategies at one point makes a lot of sense. I just wanted to get out before the $50 here. And it may run up at this $50. But like I said, we're just about done with the crossover play. And what I want to do now is I want to focus on pre-market high breaks. And so I'm going to pivot to use stock trade and pivot to pre-market high breaks now. But like I said, we're still kind of building this system, so just bear with me, team. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Axel. Hey, y'all remember to hit the subscribe button. You know, we do this live every single day on YouTube for free. We're not experts here. We're just trying to build systems. We're working on stocks. We're working on strategies. We're not selling a course or anything like that. If you want to support this free type of content that we've been doing for years, really longer than anybody else, hit the subscribe button, guys. We've been doing this for years and years, and I appreciate all the love and support. We really have kind of changed the landscape. Like since we started streaming like this, a lot of other people started streaming too for free. And even though they're my competitors, we did change the game and we made free cool again. So I appreciate the support. If you appreciate, I'm sunburnt right now, so don't judge me. But if you appreciate our free content, hit the sub button, hit the like button, team. We got ACST popping up on the scanners here. ACST. Let me get this Toro account up. We're gonna start trying to trade the Toro challenge now too, maybe. What was it? Haywood.
Let me know if you guys see any pre-market high breaks, team. Like, that's what I'm looking for now, is pre-market high breaks. Sorry guys, I'm kind of building my eToro platform here. There we go. We're ready. AMD bouncing back. Like I said, you guys see anything break pre-market highs? I guess I'm more interested in like Mara, maybe DVAX. Riot. What about MYOS? Everything's down. I mean, most of these penny stocks just have not made it back up. BORR. IEA is resumed. IEA is back, guys. IEA. It is gapping up after it was halted, and now it is up to 530s. This one seems like it might go parabolic, guys. IEA. Huge rips, big moves. IEA. HEPA, another one I was watching. Let's see if we got the cross here. Not yet. HEPA though, it's a tad bit too late for the crossover play. HEPA is really the one ripping up right now, guys. Yeah, well, Chris, you can do more than that, man. It just depends, brother. Like, with Thinkorswim, you can day trade as much as you want. Or you can day trade, but the reality is like, you can mostly day trade penny stocks. Like, if you got $4,000, for instance, like if you got 4K, you can day trade, 30 times a week on Thinkorswim, because they settle you usually in like 24 hours, right? So like, they settle you in 24 hours, and that allows you to basically be able to day trade, because if you, for instance, if you have put it this way, if you have a $4,000 account and they settle you every 24 hours, you can use $2,000 in equity, trade like 5-6 times in penny stocks, and then when the next day happens, the rest of your funds are settled. You can use 2,000 one day, 2,000 the next, 2,000 one day, 2,000 the next, and if you manage your equity correctly, you can day trade as much as you want. Not as much as you want, but you can day trade a ton, 30 times a week on Thinkorswim if you're day trading penny stocks specifically. If you have and that's specifically with the cash account. If you have a margin account, you can only day trade 3 times a week. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Aiden. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. TN, thank you, bro. I appreciate the love, team. Y'all hit that subscribe button, click the bell. We're pushing towards 28,000 subscribers, guys. So if you appreciate our free content, hit that like and subscribe button. Do it now. Appreciate the love. I gotta take a break every few minutes and like rest my eyes, because I still think I might get computer syndrome. I also, like, somebody sent me some good info. Basically, it's like you gotta blink. You gotta remember to blink, and I think that makes a lot of plausible sense, because it's like sometimes when I'm streaming, I just don't remember to blink, And so I think I gotta remember to blink and rest my eyes every few minutes, or I'll get nauseous. Alright. Mara, guys, MARA is kind of looking strong here. MARA. I'm looking at HEPA still, but MARA is not looking that bad either. What, Eddie? You got Starbucks? Nice, man. Yeah, man, that's the big thing. Like, I don't blink enough, man. Like, that's the problem. Is that, like, I don't blink enough like I should. You know, like, that's the real issue. Is I don't blink like I should. Yeah, SBUX Starbucks, man. Hey, well, I appreciate you using my link, brother. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, people say, like, listen, if you want to check out Webull, you can use this link and you can get 2 free stocks. Like, you might as well roll the dice. You know what I mean? You might as well roll the dice and like, try to get some free stocks. If you sign up, you get a free stock. And if you deposit $100, you get another free stock. And I think a really smart way is to sell them and buy options and try to, like, roll something from nothing. You know, try to turn nothing into something, right? You get free stocks. You can buy options. And, like, yeah, they're not going to be the most favorable options contracts. But you can buy some options contracts on cheap stocks for pretty cheap and try to kind of roll that into more and more. And I think that's a really smart way to do it. And it's got a free paper trading platform as well on Webull. And just a lot of other good, dope stuff. And so if you want to check out Webull, get some free stocks, help support the channel, there's the link right there. No, you get a free stock just for signing up, Matthew. Just for signing up, bro. You got to create an account, but you get a free stock just for signing up. If you deposit $100, you get 2 free stocks. I'm looking at MU on the Toro Challenge now, and I actually am green on this Toro Challenge here. I'm looking at MU over 51. Mara in penny stock land is also about to pop, it looks like. Mara gets over this 435 level. It's not only breaking, it's breaking pre-market high and a few other levels. So I'm watching Mara too here. I'm looking at Mara right now. We're watching it. There's the pop over the pre-market highs. Alright, I'm in Mara here on U-Stock Trade. Wish me luck. Alright, so we broke over pre-market highs. Alright, Alright, just 75 shares of MARA, but we're getting that rip over the pre-market high in Mara. No, you're supposed to get, if anybody signs up, you get a free stock. If you deposit $100, you get another free stock. I'm pretty sure is what it is. Let me see. I'll go to my own link. Let me try it. I don't know. It's supposed to be if you just sign up. That's what they said at least. Let me try it though. For anybody else that used my link, team, did you have to deposit to get the free stock, or did you just sign up? I know you got to deposit to get 2 free stocks. You got to deposit $100. All right, so we are getting a move in Mara here. We are getting the rip, and another pre-market high break works. Nah, man, you shouldn't need to deposit to get a free stock. You should be able to just create an account with them. Yeah, you got to deposit $100 to get 2 free stocks, is what it is. And if it's not, let me know, because like I got to talk to him about that. Because like, all right, we're about to take profit here at MARA. We're gonna get out here and just make my money. All right, so I'm out. But yeah, let me check on that for you, man, because it's supposed to be free. Oh, you got to sign up and link bank account. You got to deposit $100 for a second stock. Okay, that's what it is. So yeah, you could. You just got to sign up and link your bank account, but you don't have to deposit anything to get a free stock. If you deposit $100, you get another free stock. That's what I thought it was, man. Because like I said, you're supposed to get 2 free stocks. You're supposed to get a free stock if you sign up, and I guess you have to link your bank account, which you're gonna have to do if you sign up regardless. But if you deposit another $100, you get 2 free stocks. Alright, well, we made a little bit of money. Another pre-market high break that worked really well. Like, look at this pre-market high break right here. Solid. Yeah, well, it takes a day. It takes like a week or 2 to get your free stock. How do I get margin account? Nah, it takes like a few days to get your free stock, Matthew. 10 days maximum is what it takes, but it takes a few days, man. Alright, but yeah, I gotta focus on the stock market, guys. But yeah, it takes a few days, man. I'm still waiting on MU here. Mara ripped up, solid pre-market high break. Looking at MU, we get over 51. I'm gonna start to get more interested. I'm gonna take these moving averages off now, and I'm just gonna add the VWAP. We're gonna, yeah, there we go. That's better. Started to look at AMD a little bit more here. Look at AMD rip. Over the previous closing price. We're going to see if we get a previous closing price scalp here. See if we find support and break that 45.20 level. Alright, so we are in with 100 shares here on AMD. We're starting to pop off here. 16s, 17s, 19s. Okay, we're good. Just go over 85 20s. There we go. Take half off there. I didn't get really what I wanted. Pull back too soon, but we're good. I mean, green is good, I guess. Gotta get my feet wet here this morning. I'm trying to see if AMD can continue pushing up. We're gonna get out. $2 loss. There's MU. What happened? Now we're in it. I didn't want to get in it there, but whatever. We're with 150 shares of MU here. Also looking at AMD. Let me see if I can put another window up here on AMD. I'm gonna flat this and get back in AMD because AMD is doing a strategy that I really like. All right, so we're basically break even. Sorry, I'm kind of getting into my scalping mode right now. All right, so we scalped about $15 off the top there with AMD. We're still moving. Gonna go back to MU. We're in MU now, 250 shares. Alright, we still got a little bit of ways to go on MU. Maybe I should have held a little bit of AMD. It's still popping up nicely. So about break even on this last trade. I'm idling right over the flat button here. If we can get some green, that would be lovely. We're at 18, 16s. We get underneath 51.11. I'm gonna get out. AMD continued to rip. It's 30 cents a share. Matthias. At least on this one right here, it's a challenge account, so it's 30 cents a share. Like for instance, on like U-Stock Trade, it's $1 a trade, and on Thinkorswim, it's free. And so very cheap. From whichever way, it's very cheap. Come on, MU, man, what's the problem? Why are you going so slow here? No, I'm long at MU. Yeah, MU's kind of teetering closer to that previous closing price. I took half off there for MU. I'm still holding 125 shares. Quick rejection, which at least I got out of most of it, but we're gonna get out the rest there. We kept that one pretty close to break even. Yes, Hero, we know you, man. Stop demanding attention, brother. You know, come on. So AMD broke and this is a strategy I really like, right? It's when a stock puts a high in right over the previous closing price and then actually breaks that level. Mara is pulling all the way back to the previous pre-market high too. Sorry, Hero, we love you, man. But come on, man. We're all trading right now. Yeah, so somebody's asking me about this. So basically, what I'm doing right now is called the Toro Challenge, right? And the way it works is, the way the Toro Challenge works is, it's a subscription service, right? So this one specifically is $2.99 a month, right? Yeah, we're getting ready to try to trade this breakout over 85.50 here. It's $2.99 a month. With that $2.99 a month, you get real-time market data and you get a challenge account, which is what I'm trading on now. Once you make $1,500 in profit, without losing over $1,000 total and without losing over $200 per day, they legitimately fund you 25 grand so you can actively day trade. And there are some rules because they're risking their money. But I think it's a pretty cheap way if you want to be able to like high volume scalp like I am. I think it makes a lot of sense. And I think that considering the fact that they legit fund you, there's no PDT rule, and the commissions are 30 cents a share, I think that's a very reasonable thing on both sides. Like, I understand their aspect of it, and I understand the benefits of like a trader like me who wants to really actively scalp, and I can trade all day on this thing and make $1,500 in profit and get funded. And then there's going to be a bigger profit split because you're paying $2.99 a month, and they're funding you. So there's going to be a bigger profit split of 50%, which is reasonable because they're funding you a ton. And I think it just makes sense in that regard. So if you want to check it out, like I said, this is really my first week using them. But if you want to check them out, I'll post this link here, and you can kind of see what they're about. What's up, Hero? I think it's the eToro challenge, but there's the link. All right, we're looking at AMD here. We're getting ready. I gotta set up hotkeys though. 43s, 39s. Yeah, and they use a legitimate platform. Like they use man, what's it called? The Haywood trading platform, which is legit real-time market data. You got to sign off on real-time data. And so, like I said, for my, like, it just depends. Like $2.90, you have to put it like this, okay? Paper trading platforms a lot of the time, like if you get like a legit paper trading platform that has real-time market data and all that stuff, usually that's going to run you $150, you know. I know DOS is like 180 or 170 or whatever it is. Right? So I don't mind paying that extra $120 a month to be able to potentially get funded and, you know, to get funded 25 G's if I actually hit it. I think the rules are reasonable. I think the commissions are cheap. It gives me real-time data regardless. And I think it's reasonable from both sides, right? Like I think from their end, you can understand, like they're risking their own money. So like there are some rules. There are a limited stock list. It's mostly not penny stocks. It's mostly mid and high cap stocks. But there is a limited list of stocks that you can't trade. You can't really trade many penny stocks. But like I said, I think from what I've experienced, it seems pretty reasonable. I think it's pretty reasonable for the most part. But again, you know, it's all subjective. What's my P&L today? I am up about $30 in Thinkorswim, I think. And I'm up like $15 in New Stock Trade, and then I'm up about $5 on this Toro challenge thing that I'm trading right now. So I'm pretty green today. I made some money today. A little bit. Not much, but, you know, I'm happy with it. But what I really like this is, like, I'm a scalper at heart anyway. So, like, the fact that it lets me scalp. All right, we're in. And we're out. So I scalped that move on AMD. We're going to see what else we can find. Right, but you gotta have a real paper Thinkorswim account, so you gotta put some money in there. And like I said, I think it's a good option. Like if you just want to get funded, you know, like that's what I'm really obviously using this for. Like yeah, the paper account is great, but like I'm just trying to get funded, you know. And so this is another one of those setups that I talked about, guys, on the previous closing price. This scalping setup using a 1-minute chart, super effective right here. That's what I just scalped. You want the promo code? Here, which one, Fidel? You want the tradertv one? The eToro challenge? And like I said, it makes sense. It just depends. Like some people, $300 is a lot of money. For me, I don't mind paying the $300 because I'm getting real-time market data. You know, you're getting level 2, legit platform, you know, solid paper trading platform. And then the rules are, like, listen, it's a 1.5 to 1 ratio, right? So, like, I know I'm profitable enough to hit that. That should be a piece of cake for me, realistically. And it's 30 cents a share commission. Pretty reasonable, I think. You know, obviously I'm biased, though, but pretty reasonable, in my opinion, you know. And like I said, I haven't actually ended any day red. One day I traded 16,000 shares, so I ended that technically red after commissions and all that stuff. But like, it's been pretty reasonable. Man, I got out completely break even there. But it's been pretty reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, it's been pretty reasonable for me trading it so far. All right, so I'm scalping a little bit off the top here. And the commissions are cheap enough that I can scalp. Now we're here, Fidel. What's your daily goal when you're not doing any challenge? I mean, I don't know, man. Right now, like, realistically, dude, like, right now, I'm just trying to build a system with penny stocks. And I'm getting better, but I still make some mistakes, and I still do a few things wrong, and I'm still working on doing things right. Obviously, like I said, you guys see me scalp, right? Like, you've seen me scalp every day. Like, I'm green every day with scalping mid and high cap stocks, right? Like, if you let me scalp mid and high cap stocks, I'm green almost every single day. And like I said, if you've watched the stream the last year, you've watched me scalp these mid and high cap stocks, you know, like, I end almost every single day green. But I remember when I was building that system of scalping, right? When I was learning and building that system of scalping, it took me a few months. It didn't just immediately come to me. And so, like, right now what I'm doing when I'm trading penny stocks is I'm just trying to build a system like that. Like, it's going to take me a few months. I'll probably lose money during that building time. But that's a reasonable expectation. I mean, most people aren't just going to jump in, start randomly trading, and just make all this money. That's just not how it usually goes. It takes a little bit of time to reflect on what works and what doesn't and build a profitable system. It's not something that just kind of comes to you immediately. It takes time. And you got to have a reasonable expectation with it. And so, like, with me right now when I'm trading penny stocks, I'm just trying to build this system right now. And it's taking time. I'll give you kind of some notes on what I have so far. What I have so far is that if I can stick to two things. If I can stick to trading only the moving average crossover setup that I did the back testing video on, that I talked about, only that in the first 15 minutes. In the first 15 minutes of every day, only the moving average crossover. And then after the first 15 minutes, I pivot to trading pre-market high breaks only in the first hour. It works really well. That is a profitable way to approach it. When I lose money, it's usually when I end up delving outside of that, where I attack strategies that are not in my system, that they're not the right strategies. That's usually where I get myself in trouble. And so at this point, it's just about conditioning myself to follow those rules. And that takes time too. No, I didn't. Rodrigo, 30 cents per 100 shares. Yeah, so if you buy 1,000 shares, you're spending $3. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's pretty common, try breed, so don't stress it, but that's pretty normal, man. I know it happened with me, you know. Yeah, I think it does, Marco. I'm pretty sure it does, bro. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it does. I don't know. Reach out to them, man. I don't know. But But yeah, like I said, guys, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm posting these links, and obviously it's an affiliate link, so I make a commission on it. And so with that, like, I'm going to be biased in their favor, obviously. But the best thing to do is to reach out to them. I will say, like, this is only my first week using them. But, like, from my experience, they seem okay. And, you know, spending $300 a month to try to get funded while getting real-time market data. And like I said, I've been very profitable so far in the challenge. I'm running at, like, 65-70% accuracy after today. It's been fine, and you know, I'm just gonna keep trying to make my money, and you know, we'll see what happens. But again, it's only my first week, but it seems very reasonable at this point. What? Try to catch AMD on this move. Let's see if we can. Quick drop. I gotta get out there. Took a loss, down on the day now. Yeah, it's 30, it's Ebro, here's the thing, brother. Ebro says, how long did it take you to become profitable? I've been trading in a sim for 1 year now, and I feel like I'm turning the corner. So here's the thing, bro. Trading in a simulator is completely different than trading real money. It is way different, man. It is ridiculously different. Now, there's some similarities. Like, paper trading is good for, like, building a system and, like, working on improving and, like, understanding and practicing and conditioning risk-reward ratio calculation and, like, all that good stuff, right? But, like, when you pivot to real money, it's going to be drastically different. Drastically different, man. And if you've been showing... I would first try to find some profits on a sim first, on a demo account first, though. I would first try to make money on a demo account first, right? Like, that's what I would try to do. Alright, so I am in with 250 shares of AMD here. Hold on. Alright, so I'm up a little bit. I gotta learn to use a limit order. Let me see if I click the asking price, what happens. Okay, so it does change when you click the ask. Okay. I probably should stop using a market order now that I've kind of learned the platform, but hey. Oh, there's too many shares for this account. I tried, guys. But yeah, practice with real money, man, and understand that it's probably going to be different when you switch to real money, man. It usually is. Taking too big of losses here. AMD, it was moving in momentum, and I just kind of got stuck in it. Luckily, this is just my challenge account, though. I could try to scale into it here. Alright, we're back in with 250 shares. I gotta use 86 as my risk here. I don't mind the little consolidation here, though. I gotta get out there. Maybe trading with too big of size. I'm definitely down on the day now in this. But the cool thing about the Toro Challenge is that like you can refresh it anytime you want. I think you gotta pay a fee to refresh it, but like you can try to get it again. Yeah, for sure. So you basically, it's basically you have a month to do that, basically, right? And then you can refresh your account if you have it by the month, and I think some of it carries over to the next month as well. So there's not really a limit because I think some of it translates over to the next month. And I know you get a free reset, like you can reset your account every month, basically, from what I understand. Jamie. So like, I'm pretty sure you can refresh your account every month. But again, I'm still learning to use them, and so you want to ask them that. Alright, I'm in with 200 shares this time with AMD. Definitely doing a little bit worse today. This is my first really tough day on the eToro thing. What are the odds that Mare drops? What is Mare? I mean, basically what you're asking yourself is what are the odds that Bitcoin drops? I'm going to switch to MU. MU is a slower mover as opposed to AMD. And we're going to try, let me get in with 200 shares here. And the reason I'm messing with MU is because MU is also around its previous closing price. And so we can get a pop-up here and take advantage of that. And I think if you can learn how to trade larger range stocks, like here's the reality, right? Like the commissions are 30 cents per 100 shares. Right, so if you can get really good at trading those expensive stocks with big ranges where you can buy 100 shares and make a bunch of money, then that's the way to do it, and you know, you're really saving money with commissions there. But I'm getting beat up today in mid and high caps. Probably got to get out of MU pretty close soon here. And then I just have to close it down because I'm going to get too close to hitting the $200 loss goal. So we're very, very close to just shutting down eToro for the day. And we'll see. Just getting beat up today, trading these mid and high cap stocks, which is all right. Like I've been green every other day, and I do have a cushion right now on the count. So we'll be all right. But I am going to have to close this down so I don't hit the $200 max loss goal. Let me see how many shares. So I have traded about 5,000 shares. Okay, yeah, so I can't trade anymore. Yeah, I gotta get out there, so we'll be all right. Let me see how much commissions this is gonna be. I just, like I said, I had myself into a rhythm, and then AMD and MU slowed down, and I didn't slow down with it. I just kept pushing, which is my fault for sure. Luckily, this is just the demo account, or the sim account, and I am up in my regular live accounts today. I'm up like $30 in Thinkorswim. I'm up like $10 or something in U-Stock Trade. Let me see what my commissions are going to be like today. Alright, so divided by 100 times 0.3. Alright, so yeah, my commissions are super cheap today. There's going to be some fees. My guess it'll be like $25 today in commissions, but I got to slow down and stop, you know. So we can pull up U-Stock Trade now, and we'll trade with that for the time being. Hey, I appreciate the sub, E-Dubs. Thank you, bro. Yeah, there's a 200 per trade minimum. Yeah, there's a $200 per trade minimum, and it's understandable why. Like, think about it like this, right? Like, think about if you're trying to fund somebody, if you're gonna risk your money to fund somebody, what you do not want them to do is you don't want them to just take one big trade and then hit the $1,500 goal, kind of YOLO it, hit the $1,500 goal, because that's not a true judge of skill, right? Like, being able to make that much money is not a true judge of skill. What actually is a true judge of skill is putting in consistent work to get there, right? And so it takes time, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to let you just kind of YOLO it and hit $1,500 and then they're going to risk their money for it. That doesn't make any sense, right? They're going to make you put in a consistent track record, which is reasonable, I think. Because again, you got to think about it. Like, if they're funding you, they're going to want you to show legit profit, right? Like, they're not going to want you to make that $1,500 in one or two trades and then be like, yeah, fund me. That's not reasonable. You got to show that you're actually consistent, and taking one or two just huge trades shows bad risk management, and it also isn't a true judge of consistency. Yeah, I gotta step away, Tiny. Yeah, for sure. What's up, team? What's wrong? What's up, guys? Yeah, I mean, Fidel, I mean, that's kind of what we have already here, though, brother. And like I said, man, like, you could add them on Snap, but if you try to promote anything that competes with the channel here, brother, I can't allow it, man. Just giving you a heads up. Like I said, it's just because, like, that's something we've already built here, man. You know what I mean? So, like, you're good. But, like I said, just no promoting any similar, like, competing things. You know what I mean? Like, especially, like, live streams, YouTube videos without asking. If that happens, somebody's gonna get banned. You know what I mean? Oh, y'all also go check out my man Trader Mike's Discord. Let me post that man's Discord here. Super talented group of traders. They're really what got me back involved with penny stocks and ultimately got me trading kind of these systems. here's Trader Mike's. Y'all go join it. I'll consider it a favor if you join Trader Mike's. Like I said, super talented group of traders. Y'all go check the man out. Really dope Discord, super active. Probably the most active penny stock Discord I've ever been to. So y'all go check out the man Trader Mike's. There's the link. I don't know, man, about Mayor. I think, like I said, Juan, I think the question is, will Bitcoin move back up? Mayor is a blockchain crypto-related stock, man. So it's gonna depend on what Bitcoin does, bro. AMD's just tanking down here. Big drop. Yeah, with Mara, like I said, it really just depends on what these stocks end up doing, you know. ALRN. I think I made some money. Yeah, I made a little bit of money on ALRN, and it's starting to push up. I mean, maybe I'll try it with the high break. I just got in ALRN with 200 shares on U stock. Just get in a little high at the day break, see if we get some momentum at 150, you know. AMD and MU just ripping down here, team. Just big rips, big drops. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. And like I said, guys, y'all want to help support our channel, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every day. We're not experts. We just teach people what works for us, and it might not work for you. Just hit the subscribe button if you appreciate free day trading content. We back tested a lot of these strategies that have been showing us really good results today. We back tested them. We got a lot of back testing videos on these strategies where we show you the percentage accuracy rate, the favorable conditions, why we trade these like we do. And so if you want to help support our free content just like this, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, show support for what we do here. All it takes is just clicking the like button to help support our free content, and we definitely appreciate all the love and support that we get. And so if you want to help support us, like I said, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, click the bell. We appreciate all the support, team. Kenny, so the rules for the challenge, I saw you ask about that earlier for this eToro challenge. The rules for it are that you have to make $1,500 in profit. The max loss is $1,000, so you can't lose over $1,000. You can't, and you have to make $1,500 in profit, right? The daily max loss is $200, which is why I had to close mine down because I hit like 130. But the commissions are super cheap at 30 cents, I think, every 100 shares. Let me see exactly how much the commissions are. But there's something like that. They're like 30 cents per 100 shares or something crazy like that. So super cheap. And like I said, in the end, I think it's a really cheap way to try to get yourself funded. And once you do hit the $1,500 profit while following the rest of their rules, they legit fund you whichever one. Like there's the Toro 25, which is 25K is how much they'll fund you. There's the Toro 50, which is 50K they'll fund you, so forth and so on. So like that's what they do, and that's what they that's how much you'll get funded after each one. But again, I think it's a really cheap way. I think if you look at any high quality paper trading platform that gives you real time market data, like DOS is like $160 a month. I think when you consider that and you consider the challenge and the funding aspect of it, then it makes sense. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to get funded. The base one, the small one, is $2.99 a month. And once you get funded, which I think is inevitable considering that you can keep trying, they refund you your monthly subscription cost. So they'll even give you your money back once you're funded. So I think it's reasonable. And they're going to be a little bit more stringent since they're legitimately funding you. But overall, like I said, I think it makes sense on both sides. Webull isn't good for day trading. And if you want to check that out here, I'll post this link. But yeah, Webull isn't good. I mean, listen, I'm not going to say Webull's bad for day trading, right? But Webull, it's more so, I would use it more so for investing and swing trading. I mean, you can day trade on it. It's not bad. It's just... yeah, there's the challenge link right there. It's not too bad, you know. It's just, you gotta understand, like, it's mostly a mobile platform, right? And there's desktop platforms for Webull, and it's not too bad. But like in the end, you gotta understand, like Webull's more so meant for investing, swing trading, and stuff like that. Alright, so we are getting a nice rip in ALRN, a nice rip. And we're gonna get out here, take my money and run there. So we're out of ALRN, made a little bit of money on that one too. Maybe I missed out on this squeeze here, but I'll take that. No, mostly not penny stocks. It's mostly mid and high caps. So if you're trying to trade penny stocks, it's probably not the right one for you. But if you want to get your feet wet with scalping mid and high cap stocks like I do, I think it's a solid choice. Yeah, best is subjective, man. Best is subjective. Different people are going to pick different platforms to trade on, and it is what it is. You know, it's not... everybody's going to have different preferences when it comes to day trading, swing trading, and investing. You know what I mean? So it's like some people are going to prefer certain platforms, other people are going to prefer others. So saying best is subjective, you know. I like DOS. The Haywood platform I'm using is not too bad either. I like Thinkorswim is probably my favorite though. Although the fills have been kind of suspect with Thinkorswim, so it just depends. Alright, guys. Yeah, just a heads up, Tiger. If you keep being negative, you're just gonna get banned, bro. Like I said, man, you're the one that was like, oh, your viewers have dropped. Everybody's leaving your channel, and then you're like, oh, is he doing a drug deal? He just leaves us here. Like I said, man. I'm gonna give you a chance here, but like, if all you ever do is just be negative, I'm gonna ban you, bro. I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm talking to my wife because I've been sick, and I'm trying to make sure I don't have salmonella because there's an outbreak with like onions. Hey, I appreciate the sub, June. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, bro. Welcome, man. No, I mean, like I said, I'm just a scalper, man. So, and I'm green today. Like, one of the benefits of scalping is that you're usually going to have a pretty high accuracy rate. The flaws of scalping is that you're sometimes going to miss these big moves like that. So, like, in the end, I know I'm going to miss some huge moves. Like, I might miss a large portion of the move, but I'm also going to preserve a good accuracy rate, which is like what today showed, right? Like, today I've had, and when I'm trading penny stocks, I haven't lost, I think I've lost once in penny stocks, and I've traded about 5 times. And so I'm running at 80% trading penny stocks today. And one of the benefits of that are that I'm going to have a high accuracy rate with scalping, but I'm also going to miss some of the larger moves. And like, that's understandable, and that's part of it. I know, but here's the thing, Beecher, and like I said, I'm not mad at you, Beecher, but just let me explain something to you here for a second, okay? You telling me to give up the way I'm trading because I'm missing out some of the moves that I'm taking. Like, listen, brother, strategies work well for different people, right? Like, in the end, no strategy is going to be universal. Okay, and if you treat strategies like they're universal, then I'm gonna think that you're naive to trading, because like the reality is that people have different personalities. Like, what works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you. And the reason that is because people have different patience levels, they have different temperaments, they have different personalities, and so it's not gonna universally work with everybody. And like, regardless of how much you're making or anything like that, it's irrelevant, because in the end we have to go with what works the best for our own personality, right? Like, some of us have less patience, right? So they're going to be better suited towards scalping and taking quick moves with high accuracy rates, and others are going to have more patience, and so they're going to be more suited for holding longer term moves. And so, like, in the end, like I said, treating a strategy like it's universal is not gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. No strategy is universal because people have different personalities. And so I appreciate you trying to help me. I really do. But like I said, you gotta let me do my process. Like, I've been trading for years. I'm just recently building a new system for penny stocks. And so what you see me do is you see me scale down, and you see me scale down, and you see me try to build this system. And I'll probably lose for a few months as I build the system, just like last time with mid and high cap stocks. But in the end, like I said, we all have different personalities, and so it's not going to just immediately translate over. We just got to go with what suits our own personality, and it's not universal, you know. Yeah, I keep some statistics. Thoughts on Mara and Riot, Bitcoin influenced. So Bitcoin goes up, Mara usually will follow, and like, we could take a look at Bitcoin here. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys just got to understand, like, listen, like, people in trading, like, there's too much of that nonsense in the world. And I'm not even talking about anybody specifically here, but I'm saying, like, listen, guys, like, there's too much nonsense. Like, people just want to be fed. in the trading world, right? And so you get people that they'll give out 10 picks, right? They'll give out 10 picks regardless of whether it's long-term investing or regardless of whether it's day trading, right? Or whatever. They'll give out 10 picks, right? And 8 out of those picks might just tank. And they'll won't bring those up. They won't harp on those. They won't focus on those. And 2 out of those 10 might succeed. And like, what do? Is they just say, they talk about the ones that succeeded over and over and over again, and they completely ignore their 20% accuracy rate with the picks they're giving. It's the same thing that people giving out signals will do, where they'll tell people that they'll get people wrapped up into buying their signals because they'll give somebody like a risk of like $1 a share risk, and then their profit target is 20 cents. Right? So it's a terrible ratio, but they might win more than they lose, but it's a terrible ratio. And so somebody that's trying out their services might win their first 2 or 3 or 4 trades, and they might be like, wow, this guy's signals are actually legit. The problem is when they actually lose, they're losing big here. Okay? And so the key here, guys, is like, don't rely on signals. Don't rely on some guru in a hat to try to teach you how to trade. Figure out what you're going to do yourself. You can learn from other people. But like giving out signals and all that stuff, it's for naive traders, man. It really is. You got to just go with what works for you, and that's going to vary from person to person. You can't just be dependent on another person to give you stock advice. And what I mean by stock advice is like picks specifically, right? Like I can tell people my picks, and that's fine, right? But if you rely too heavily on those, then you're going to get eaten in the market. And like, you got to understand that. Like, that's the reality of stock trading. And so the truth is like, you got to figure out what works for you, and it might not work for other people, and that's okay. But with that said, what's working currently for you, somebody else might not be able to do, because they're going to have a completely different personality. And like, that's the reality of the market. So I guess the bottom line in this rant is just don't be naive. You know, look at it objectively here. I know it feels good to think that you might have some secret guy that you can rely on for all your source of information. The reality is like, you got to figure out how to do it yourself. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not mad at anybody. I just get it all the time. Like, I get it all the time. Like, I get all the time, hey, bro, trade this strategy here. Do it now, you know? And it's just kind of like, all right, you know? But then if I don't trade that strategy, they get mad at me. They're like, why didn't you trade this strategy? I told you to buy it. Why didn't you buy it? It's like, dude, y'all are a bunch of random people on the internet, you know? Like, you really want me to listen to you guys? Like, listen, I'm going to do my own thing. And you can't take offense to it. Like, I'm going to do my own thing. My own thing has worked for years now, and I'm just going to keep doing my own thing, and I'm going to most likely ignore all the call-outs and picks that everybody's giving in here, because, again, y'all are just a bunch of random people on the internet to me. And I love you all, and I appreciate the support, but figure it out yourself. Do your own thing. You can take inspiration from other people's strategies, and you can take other people's strategies and test them and implement them, and that's fine. That's understandable, you know, but don't take picks. Like, don't say buy here, sell here. That's not going to work ever. You know, long term at least. Sorry, I probably look crazy. I'm sunburnt right now. Look how sunburnt I am, man. I'm looking at myself on the stream, and man, I am sunburnt, guys. I went to the beach. Man, it's been a rough 4 days, man. I've got sunburnt. I had to drive 8 hours. I had food poisoning. I've got a stomach ulcer, most likely, man. I'm just rough, man. It's rough. And listen, like I said, y'all listen. Y'all be willing to call out stuff. Go ahead and call stuff out. Just don't get mad at me if I don't take it. You know, that's my one rule, right? Like I hear call outs all the time. What boggles my mind though is when somebody calls something out and then they get mad at me if I don't take it. You know, like listen, man, I got my own system, my own strategies. I'm doing my own thing over here. You know, and maybe I lose and maybe I win. You know, maybe your call out was right. Doesn't matter though, because I'm doing my own thing and I'm just gonna keep doing it. You know. Yeah, I know. It could be sun poisoning, Tiny. That's what we actually looked into that. It could be sun poisoning. But it was like, listen, it was the worst cramps I've ever had in my life, man. Like these cramps, I dreaded them. I would get one, and I would go to the bathroom, and then they would come back, and I would just, I feel like I was about to pass out. These cramps are so bad. You know, it was rough, man. Yeah. Sunburnt equals sun love. Yeah. And that's how it is though, man. That's how it really is. Like people don't realize. Like it's one of the reasons, like, look, man. Like you might see Mitch and I make videos on the top stocks that we're watching, right? But like we're not trying to, like those are, like any video I put out, I'm like, this is my subjective opinion, you know? Like these are the top stocks that I'm looking at. And they might be straight out wrong, you know? I'm just trying to bring attention to certain stocks that I'm looking at. And in the end, the signals is what bothers me. Like the signals in the market. Because like I said, man, they might be giving you, you might be winning more than you're losing with people's signals, right? But the reality is when you lose, you're gonna lose big, and it's gonna completely compensate for all the wins you had plus some. And like people get wrapped up in it, man. They want to follow some guru, you know, giving them stock signals, and instead of actually taking the time to learn themselves. And if they spent enough time just working on it, like here's a good example, right? You got this dude, Biaheza, or I don't even know how you pronounce his name, on YouTube, right? And like he tests out, he goes to Fiverr.com and he buys the Forex signals that they give him, right? And he'll make a video and be like, wow, this guy was profitable 2 times. He told me to do 2 different things and he was profitable. Wow, this guy's real. In Fiverr, it's like, no, he's not. I mean, yeah, he's there, but like the reason you're winning is because he's giving you 40 cents in risk and your reward target is 10 cents, right? So it's literally a 1-to-4 reward to risk ratio. So like, yeah, you're gonna win 3 out of every 4 times. But when you lose, you're gonna lose way more. You know what I mean? So like, that's how they catch you on Fiverr, especially. It's like they'll give you a huge risk, a tiny reward target, and you're gonna be like, wow, these guys are profitable, I'm making money. Yeah, wait till you lose, you know? Yeah, I'm trying to take probiotics, man. We'll see, dude. Mitch left the channel, man. Mitch had to get a regular job. Mitch owned 25% of the channel. You know what I mean? So like Mitch had to get a regular job, man. Mitch has been with the channel for about a year, and I love the dude like a brother. There was no hard feelings. I was really fair with him. I paid him out. I bought him out of his equity because he had to get a regular job, and he just didn't, you know. Like I said, Mitch owned 25%. I just don't think that 25% was enough for him to completely live off of in this economy right now. So Mitch had to leave the channel. That's, like I said, he's still like my brother though. I talk to him a few times a week still. But yeah, I mean, I founded the channel back in like 2017 or 2016, and I didn't really post for about a year, and I really started posting actively in about 2017, 2018. But Mitch joined the channel last year, I think. And so, you know, Mitch didn't join the channel until last year. And so, you know, he'd been with the channel for about a year, but he only owned 25%, and I just don't think it was enough for him to kind of get by on, really.
For sure. Right, exactly.
I mean, I don't think he exposed himself. I think Biahezo was just trying to be honest with people about it. So he was just trying it out to see what it was actually like, right? So I actually respect the fact that he was honest about it and like took a 70% loss or whatever, because, you know, he could have just taken the wins and then pretended like he never lost, you know? And so I respect the honesty in there. I'm probably about to shut it down though, team.
I'm gonna try to get some rest, man. It's been a hectic few days, man. Yeah, it was just about that. I can't remember exactly the dates, Tiny, but it was just about then when I started to stream every day.
And like, I founded this channel and I just was documenting my trading on SureTrader. You know, basically me trading on SureTrader,
seeing what that was like. And my old videos are funny though. I have a bunch of those old videos. Oh man, so yeah, I'm gonna probably close it down, team.
Like I said, if you want to take the eToro challenge with me, that is this one here. The platform's really not that bad. But yeah, I'm down like 140 bucks on that one. But it's alright. I gotta stop myself from hitting that max loss though.
But yeah, if you want to be in the eToro challenge with me, like I said, the way it works is it's like a funded account program. And so they give you like a sim account, and your goal is to hit $1,500 in profit. And they give you a $25,000 funded sim account, and your goal is to hit $1,500 in profit. If you can hit that $1,500 in profit without losing $1,000 and without losing over $200 in a day, then they legit fund you 25 grand, and there's a profit split since they're funding you. But real-time market data, real-time platform, pretty solid, and it's what I've been trading on. It's been super fun, and I think you got to think about it in this way, guys. Like I said, think about it like this. In the end, any real-time, like high-quality paper trading platform that has real-time data is usually going to charge you $150 bucks a month, right? I don't mind paying that extra $150 to be able to take this challenge, and considering the fact that they refund you once you actually are funded, and even if you get eliminated from the challenge, you can try again. I think that makes a ton of sense, that you can just keep trying until you get funded, and then you're going to get refunded anyway, and you're going to get legit funded. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's $2.99 a month for the 25K one, which is the one I'm in. And like I said, if you want to be a part of that, here's the link. I think it's called the eToro challenge. Let me make sure. Oh, it's the Toro challenge. It's not the eToro challenge. My bad, team. There's the link right there. It's the tradertv link, by the way. But yeah, also guys, y'all go check out my man Trader Mike's Discord. Super active penny stock Discord. Really fun Discord to hang out in. And like I said, I've really enjoyed being there. It's really what got me back involved trading these penny stocks. And so if you want to check out, like I said, probably the most active penny stock Discord I've ever been to, I'll post this link. You can also check out Webull. You get 2 free stocks. If you sign up, you get a free stock. If you deposit $100, you get a free stock. And so I think it's a really smart way. Somebody said they got Starbucks has their free stock through my link. So hey, if you got Starbucks, congrats, man. But yeah, if you want to check out and get 2 free stocks just for signing up, I'll post this link here, and yeah, I'm going to hang out with you guys later, team. Have a good day. We'll see you guys next time. And yeah, good luck in the markets, guys. We'll see you guys.